What happens when Washington starts talking about a $200 billion war bill, the Federal Reserve stops easing, and the housing market starts cracking city by city? This is where the story gets real. Because if war spending explodes, rates stay higher for longer, and buyers keep pulling back, the pressure does not stay on Wall Street. It lands on mortgages, home values, and families trying to move in 2026. Today, we are breaking down the chain reaction no one can afford to ignore. The headlines are loud right now. 1. The Pentagon is reportedly seeking around $200 billion more for the Iran war. 2. The Fed just held interest rates steady, and while officials still point to only one cut in 2026, markets are starting to act like even that may not happen. 3. Housing data keeps showing a market that is getting softer, with rising inventory and slower sales. Now, is this automatically a national housing crash? No. But is the pressure spreading? Yes. And if you care about real estate, this is the setup that can turn a fragile market into a much weaker one very fast. Start with the first domino, war spending. Reports out today say the Pentagon is seeking roughly $200 billion in additional funds tied to the Iran war. That is a number that changes the whole conversation about deficits, borrowing, inflation risk, and long-term interest rates. And here is why real estate investors and homebuyers should care. Housing does not just react to the Fed. Housing reacts to the entire bond market. If investors believe war spending means more federal borrowing and inflation pressure, yields can stay elevated. Longer-term yields can stay elevated even if the economy slows. That matters because mortgage rates are tied much more closely to the 10-year Treasury than to headlines alone. So when people say, why are mortgage rates still high? This is part of the answer. Not just inflation, not just the Fed. Also fiscal stress, government borrowing, and geopolitical risk.
So if you are waiting for the perfect time to seize this opportunity, the time is now.
Are you fed up with carrying the burden of a house you can't afford? Tired of being a landlord? House needs too many repairs? Going through foreclosure? Facing divorce? Income or job loss? Medical bills? Relocation? Inherited an unwanted house? Tired of paying taxes on a vacant house? No matter the reason, condition, or price, we buy houses as is.
WeBuyHousesCashOrTerm.com is your real estate housing consultant when you need to sell your house fast, as is condition, to a cash home buyer and get peace of mind.
Now let's clean up the second headline. Did the Federal Reserve cancel rate cuts? Not literally. What actually happened is the Fed held rates steady, and current reporting says officials are still signaling just one cut in 2026. But the tone is much less friendly than markets hoped for, and some market traders are now pricing in no cuts at all this year. That distinction matters. Because from a housing perspective, one cut versus zero cuts may sound small, but psychologically, it is huge. For months, many buyers, sellers, and investors kept telling themselves the same story. Rates will come down. The Fed will rescue affordability. But if the Fed is pausing because inflation is still sticky, oil risk is up, and war uncertainty is growing, then the market has to reprice the whole year. And that shows up fast in mortgages. Freddie Mac said the average 30-year fixed mortgage rate was 6.22% as of March 19, 2026, up from the prior week. For housing, that means one thing. Affordability relief is not arriving the way many people expected.
So if you are waiting for the perfect time to seize this opportunity, the time is now.
Are you fed up with carrying the burden of a house you can't afford? Tired of being a landlord? House needs too many repairs? Going through foreclosure? Facing divorce? Income or job loss? Medical bills? Relocation? Inherited an unwanted house? Tired of paying taxes on a vacant house? No matter the reason, condition, or price, we buy houses as is.
WeBuyHousesCashOrTerm.com is your real estate housing consultant when you need to sell your house fast, as is condition, to a cash home buyer and get peace of mind.